In today's video, I'm going to sew a very beautiful dress for my daughters, 8 years old and 10 years old. I'm going to use the same measurement for the two of them. I'm going to combine these two materials together. If you are new here, please remember to subscribe and press the notification bell. In that way, you'll be notified anytime I upload new video. I will first cut the down part, which is the flared. Let me see how many yards I have here. This is 1 yard. The material is folded into two, so that means I have 2 yards here. These 2 yards. This material is 2 yards and a half by 45 inches. I will first cut the flared. After folding it to 2, I fold again into this triangle shape. This is into 4, and I leave 1.5 inch for zip on the back. I remove 4 inches plus ½ inch to sew. I'm going to sew 4 inches of this one on the bottom of this material. The measurement I'm going to use, the full length is 35 inches. Full length 35 inches. From shoulder to nail, I measure 35 inches. Shoulder is 14 inches. Half length is 13 inches. Under bust or waist is 25 inches. I start from the bottom of the material. This is the top, this is the bottom. The reason why I'm starting from the bottom is I want to remove the 4 inches which I will sew here. I remove 4 inches from this material, which is the one I will cut from here. I remove 4 inches, then I add ½ inch to sew. Then I have 4.5 inches. The upper part, which is 13 inches, that is half length. After removing 13 inches from 35 inches, it will remain 22 inches. 22 inches, I remove 4 inches. The 4 inches I remove is for this one, for this lace. I will measure 22 inches, which remain after removing 13 inches, plus 1 inch to sew. After sewing these 4 inches here, but without the 4 inches, let me measure from here. I have 18 inches. This is 18 inches. After sewing this one, I will have 23 inches plus sewing allowance. I will place my tape on where the triangle starts, this point. I measure from here down here is 25 inches. I will continue 25 inches this way. 25 inches. 25 inches. Remember, this place is 18 inches. I will measure 18 inches. 18 inches, 18 inches. 18 inches. 18 inches. I will cut here and here. This is the waist. This is the part which I will sew under bust, or you can call it waist or under bust, because the measurement I took is about 2-3 inches after bust, before navel. That is why I always call it under bust, because I didn't measure up to navel. I hope you understand my explanation. I will notch for the zip and center and also the side. So remember, the waist is too big, so I'm going to add pleat or gather on the waist, so it will come this way. I'm not going, this is not the measurement of the waist. The measurement is 25 inches. I'm going to cut the one to sew on the down part. So let me measure the down. Remember, it's folded into 4. I will measure from here. I have 35 inches. So 35 inches into 4 on this lace material. The one I will sew here. This is 35 inches. Thirty-five inches. And 35 inches. This is 8 inches plus 1 inch to sew. I will fold it this way. So this is the 4.5 inches. After sewing, it will remain 4 inches. After sewing with half inch. So I'm going to cut this one out into the 4 parts which I measure. I'm done cutting 35 inches into 4 parts. So it's straight. I will fold like this and sew here. I will sew under here. I'm going to cut the top. This is 6 inches. I'm going to cut the front of the upper part. I fold into 2. This one is folded into 2, and I will fold again into 4 and leave 1.5 inch for zip. The 1.5 inch I remove it from the front. It's going to join the one for the back, the 1.5 inch here. I place this way, and I'm going to measure from here down 13 inches plus 1 inch to sew, half inch to sew on the shoulder and half inch to sew on the down part. I will place this way to get 14 inches. So this is 14 inches. From here to here is 14 inches. The shoulder is 14 inches. 14 inches divided by 2 is 7 inches. After sewing, I will trim from the shoulder. Maybe it will remain 12.5 inches to 13 inches. But right now, let me cut 14 inches. 14 inches. After folding it to 2, I have 7 inches. Armhole, 7 inches. Bust is 28 inches. Divided by 4 is 7 inches plus 1 inch to sew. Under bust is 25 inches. Divided by 4 is 6 inches and quarter. Plus that, I will add that on the waist. Plus sewing allowance. I will trim half inch from the shoulder. For that, I will measure 3 inches from the center to this place, 3 inches. This is where I will sew that on. Neckline is 2.5 inches. I'll cut back ½ inch. I will trim the shoulder with 1/2 inch. Front neck, I will measure 3 inches from shoulder to this place, 3 inches. I will mark just round neck. This way. This is the front. I will cut the back. I will line in the front and the back, not this lace. Place the front on top, the back, and leave 1.5 inch on the back for zip. The back for zip. I will notch here. I'm going to sew plaits from the shoulder to the 1/2 length on the back and on the front, which I'm going to use this. I cut 7 inches by 65 inches, and I have 2 pieces. I have net, the one I will sew inside. I will cut 20 inches for one. That means I cut 20 inches by 60 inches. I will place this way in the lining. The lace material is in between the Ankara and the lining. I will sew here. I will do the same on the back. I'm done sewing the front. I measure 5 inches from here to here, 5 inches from here to here, and I sew here. I also sew that on the back. I will join the shoulder together. Here I cut some pieces. I will use this one to turn the neck and the armhole. I'm done joining the shoulder, and I hem the neck with this material and the armhole. I fold into 2. I measure 2 inches by the measurement of the armhole. Fold into 2 and sew from the back up to here. After sewing, I bring it to the front and stitch on top, just like this one. This is where the dart is, and the front. I will iron like this. I will fold this way and iron up to the shoulder, and this side where the dart is, I will iron here. I will make gather on this one. I iron from the dart. From here I iron. You can see, I don't know if you can see the gator here, this lace, the gator. I iron up to where the dart is. Fold this way an iron here to give me gator, so I know where I'm going to sew the gather on, just like the way I sew on top here. I'm going to do the same here. I fold into two, I sew 2 lines, so I'm going to draw the thread now. This is the center where I notched. I will sew it on the shoulder. This is the shoulder. This is how I will sew on top. I will sew and place on this side. After sewing, it will fall to this side. You pin the center and the shoulder where the gator is together, like this. And I will sew on top the gator from here to this place. After doing that, I will join the 2 sides. Then I will start with the bottom part. I finish sewing the other on the 2 sides, this side and this side, the front. After sewing, I join these 2 sides. I'll sew this way and sew around. No gather, no pleats on this one, just straight sewing. Then I will sew the lining and leave some inches for zip on the back, about 4 inches on the back for zip, and also on this one with the net. What I'm going to do now is join on top. This is the center and this is the center. I'll place together this way and hold with pin. You can make gather here before sewing on the waist, or you can make pleats on the waist. So the way I'm going to sew now is where I notch on the back for zip and where I notch on the back for the top one for zip. I will place where I notch together and hold with pin and sew and start making pleats until this place where I will sew zip on. I will continue until this place where I will sew zip on. I'm going to sew this one and the net together now. Then I will show you when I'm going to sew this one to cover up this rough part which I sew. I'm done sewing the net and the material on the waist. I'm going to sew the lining. I leave 5 inches on the back. After sewing, it will cover this rough part this way. I'm not going to sew this way like this to fall on top the net and the material. I bring up, I will sew on top here. Then after sewing on top here, it will cover this rough parts. I'm done joining the lining, so you can see this place is neat without seeing the rough parts. You can also sew it this way. After sewing, you just weave here, you overlock this place. That's it. The next thing to do now is to sew zip on the back. When I'm done doing that, I will show you the final look. I'm done sewing zip. If you have any question concerning this video, please let me know in the comment section. This is the final look, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, please subscribe and don't forget to press on the notification bell. In that way, you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video.